Hello. Oh no, mic's on. Good. It's always something, isn't it? I wasn't going to stream till Friday, but I want to talk about this. I think it's very important that we start paying attention to this. I know that people who watch me ordinarily are paying attention to this stuff, but this is really important. Right. Now, my day today involved waking up to see a friend of mine, right? I've interviewed her actually on the Verboten, Holly Lawford Smith, feminist philosopher who writes philosophy, right? Being banned from Medium for writing philosophy, okay? Considered hateful conduct. That was just this morning, okay? Then we see Facebook, Twitter, Google pretty much saying, no, we don't want Section 230 reform because it will hurt customers, which I think there is an argument to be had for that, but they're basically like, it's a veiled threat, right? Then I look at Patreon and I see contextual prompts. So I posted a video on Twitter about how I started to write a thing about deepfakes, and I had not hit draft, I had not hit save, but all the social networks and OSs do this, but they're keylogging us, okay? So I start to type deepfakes, right? I was told that would be pornographic and that would be based on those words, would be likely to be subject to review. I then had to choose something else, right? I hadn't hit save. I hadn't saved it. All I did was type the words and that popped up. Now, what you need to know is for that to work, that needs to go to a database. That needs to be uploaded to the cloud. That needs to be processed. It needs to be interpreted, okay? Now, the good thing is that Patreon don't hide it, but Facebook do it too. Like when you see that congratulations, the little bubbles and shit, that's just the same version, right? That's real-time processing. But what you're not seeing, what you don't understand is that now, right, with that, it's there, you can't, it's not even what you publish, right? Imagine, and let's just imagine a dystopian scenario, okay? Let's just imagine a dystopian scenario. Try to make the leap to a dystopian nightmare. I know it's a big leap, but just work with me, just use your imagination. But imagine that every part of that processing, that's your thoughts. You haven't even published it, but it's going through a server, okay? So your drafts, everything you type and then delete, everything that you write down, your journal, right? Imagine that everything in your phone is keylogged. Now, if you remember a few months ago, TikTok were getting in a bit of trouble for this, okay? But they're all doing it, and that's the point. Now, let's imagine that dystopian nightmare. Again, I know it's a stretch, but just, work with it. Do the leap. Try to imagine that we're living in a dystopian nightmare, okay? Where there's a virus and the world's ending and there's politicians have abandoned the working class and we're being spied on everywhere and we can't move. And if you dissent or write anything or think anything controversial, you are oh, hang on. That happened today. Feminist philosopher, gender critical, her high crime is questioning gender on Medium. It's not even an opinion, okay? I'd like to point out that there was an essay that did the rounds not so long ago that was a full-on violent manifesto against TERFs, okay? Justified violence, it justified all of the stuff, all of the tactics, right? Yes, it was a lunatic, and yes, eventually they got taken down. But at the same time, these are the people who are working in tech. And that's why I want to talk quickly about how Alex Jones is related to this. Alex Jones is the canary in the mine, whether you like it or not. I think he's a fuckwit. I want the right to be able to call him a fuckwit. Also, I want to be able to see what he's saying. Okay? I want to be able to see the impact. Now, that's what I was actually going to talk about in my last stream before I went all freeform, was like, why do you want to silence people who are talking about hurting you? Now, as a marketer, I want to be able to see it, right? If something appears, I want to be able to measure it. It needs to be out in public. It needs to be seen. You need to be able to document and screenshot the threat in order to lodge a complaint with the police. It's evidence. They're effectively scrubbing evidence. So if a hate crime does happen, right, or it does turn into something worse, or it does escalate, the evidence is gone. Okay? If someone writes some manifesto that's like horrible to me and calling me names, I want to see who fucking liked it. I want to see who shared it. I want to see who agreed with it and who didn't. I want to see who stood up for it. I want to see who called the cops. I want the data. That needs to be up and visible and public. Okay? People really need to understand that what is happening is wrong and this is dangerous. Okay? It's not, you know what? I'm old school tech, right? The internet was founded on freedom of speech, expressing your thoughts, okay? The internet was founded on that principle. All of these companies exploited that, okay? They made their money and built the audience off of freedom of expression, okay? Don't forget that. That was the deal that they sold us, okay? They sold us that deal. All right. Sorry, I think my doorbell went. I'm not sure. Whatever. What was I saying? Got distracted. Anyway. Okay. They sold us that deal. Okay. That was what they got us online to share our thoughts. What are you thinking? What are you feeling? What are you up to? Not what are you thinking within acceptable parameters, so long as you don't speak your mind really, or we will make your life a living hell. Okay? There was no conditions, there was no asterisk, there was no plus, there was no Q, there was no exception. It was asking you what you did today and how you felt and what you thought. And we bought into that. We bought into the idea that was the contract, that was the deal, was that we could use their platform, right, to express ourselves and connect with each other and connect around the world and express ourselves and speak truth to power. Only power didn't fucking like what we had to say. And that's the problem. Okay? Now, that was the deal. Twitter, Facebook, Google, that was the deal. That we had to consume all your bullshit fucking ads. That was the transaction that occurred. That was the contract that I signed. I did not sign up to this. Right? And I hope I get banned I'm hoping, and this leads into what I want to talk about, which is that I'm going to start a not-for-profit organisation that is a user advocacy organisation that is focused on advocating on behalf of every user of these platforms. So when they fall afoul of them, we will protect them, we will help them, provide them with resources, we'll provide them with legal representation, whatever we can. It depends on how far I can get this going. But this needs to happen. Where are the fucking EFA? Where are Electronic Frontiers? Where are all these fucking people right now? They're probably sitting on an email list arguing about fucking policy details. Well, where's the help for fucking Holly? Right? Where's the people that are turning around and going, here you go, fuck them. Let's create a new platform and just go somewhere else. Fuck these people. They changed the rules, right? They did yes, and sorry, I'm not looking, I'm just really fucking mad about this because this happens every single day and no one's listening, and you still have blue check fucks turning around and going, oh, well, why do they have Alex Jones? Because Twitter's losing their mind because Alex Jones was on Rogan now and all the Spotify employees are fucking going off and saying, and then there's this dumb bitch that's like, this is why I quit. Well, at least she had to her credit, at least she had the fucking spine to actually remove herself from that situation rather than demand that the organisation cater to her. But here's a note. If you work in tech, and your ideology is more important than your users, get the fuck out of tech. Okay? I've spent my whole career advocating for the user, and you're a fuckhead. Sorry, I got angry. I got tear angry. I apologize. But, you know, it's not just, it starts with Alex Jones. It started with Milo. It's gone with Graham and Megan and Posey Parker and all of these people. But it's not even them. It's not even the high profile figures. It's people like me. Like my browser logged me out of Google and it threw an error on YouTube, right? And my first thought should not be, oh, well, that's it then. There's my Google Apps account that has all of my business emails, all of my personal emails, my whole fucking life and diary and clients and everything in it. That I can just log on to Google one day and find that my fucking account is gone because I said something that some fuckwit with no fucking emotional maturity had a problem with. Like, what the fuck? I am a grown-ass adult. I get to weigh up the risks of what I say. I get to bear the consequences of what I say. If I say it and someone wants to sue me, I will sort it out in court. You are not my fucking nannies, and you do not get to take my business livelihood away, or even just the threat of taking it away in order to get me to not say what the fuck I want. That's a risk assessment that I have made for me and my voice. And my brand and my fucking, you don't own me, okay? And for those woke scolds at Spotify who think they fucking own Spotify, grow up. Grow the fuck up, okay? People aren't stupid. Most people, do you know why Joe Rogan has Alex Jones on? Because he's fucking nuts and nobody agrees with him. They think he's funny and crazy, okay? Fuck, but you're the smart one who's in a cult who thinks that they can fucking dictate to everyone else. And I'm sorry, but if you're in tech and you are not 100% focused on every single user, not your fucking bubble, not your focus group, not your fucking networking group of blue-haired fucks that talk about inclusive design and pay nothing but lip service to basic things like accessibility in 2020 when accessibility should be the default rather than an optional fucking extra. Right? If your ideology, you are so blinded by your ideology that you are ignoring large parts of your user base and their needs and their pain and actually destroying their fucking lives, then you get to get the fuck out of tech. I'll take your job. I'll go and work in tech and I'll be a CEO. If anyone wants a fucking tough ass female CEO right now that doesn't have a dick, I will fucking go into Spotify, I will work there, and I will fire a lot of these fucks. They should be not in tech. Get the fuck out of tech. If you're in tech, you should be centered on the user. I've dedicated my life to this. You fucking assholes. Anyway. So, I got pissed off. Don't know if that came out. But the thing about freedom of speech is that this is exactly what we were warning about. When you say Alex Jones has a right to be on there, Joe Rogan has a right to have whoever the fuck he wants, I think Alex Jones is a fuckwit. I think he's crazy. Okay? But you don't get to decide what I watch, what I think, what I'm capable of seeing and not seeing. You don't get to decide if my kids watch something or not. You don't get to decide that. Whether it's an algorithm or a fucking crying teenager fucking threatening to quit Spotify because someone on the No podcast fucking poked them in the wrong place. Go fuck yourself. Who the fuck do you think you are? Right? Go make your own tech company. See how easy that is. You're not just because, look, this is another thing that I've seen working with fucking people, and it's nobody I've worked with, but just, you know, culturally speaking is the attitude, just LinkedIn, like shit. This idea that just because you work at a tech company in a low middle management position, that you think that you've somehow created the fucking thing and that you deserve all of the social capital and praise because you happen to work for a large bureaucracy, just like fucking any other large bureaucracy. You're a middle manager. Fuck off. You're nobody, okay? And these people should not have power. Authoritarians should not be power. Church and state, and we have to have a church and state argument because they are big enough to be considered, they have enough of an impact on people's lives that it needs state intervention. This is now a human rights issue, and we need an organisation, we need advocacy, we need resources, right? The unfortunate thing is that in order to get fucking funds, right, we need to take money from people that, don't like my swearing for a start, but also, anyway, we're not funded. I don't know how to do it. I'm trying my best, but this needs to happen. We need to join forces. I've been doing this. I've been working on this all day to get heads together. Like, do you know any lawyers? Can we get lawyers? I'll happily be the paralegal for all the digital fucking stuff, right? Because I know that stuff inside out. I'm not a practicing lawyer, so I can't do that, but I can do pretty much all the rest of the research work, right? Get the solicitors, get the campaigners, get the social workers, get the financial assistants, help people, coach people in how to be uncancelable. Build people with the tools to bypass this stuff. Build our own fucking platforms, right? There's more of us than there are of these fucks, and they are Christian rock, and we are rock and roll, and they're at war with us. They're censors. They need to go. Okay? And if Spotify won't kick them out, then Spotify will be dead, and we will create another fucking Spotify. I invented basically the same thing 10 years before Spotify went live. And what I did, it's actually funny, I wish I could find the wireframes, but I actually invented it, right? And did wireframes and fucking scoped it out and had an idea. The only real functional difference was that Spotify was its own label. It was actually a record label, and it only took 5% cut of musicians' stuff, but it was pretty much the same thing. Sometimes you're a little too. Sometimes you can be a little too far ahead, right? And I decided that people wouldn't stream MP3s because ADSL was not, like the internet wasn't fast enough. I wrote it off and said, it's not going to work. Don't have any money because girl, penis, girl, lack of penis, Perth, all of that shit, ASL, right? It is what it is. And that just sort of died in the water. But I'm saying, we just make another one. There's got to be a critical mass where people say enough, right? There has to be enough. Right? Connie, are you talking about ASL? That's actually because that's the name of a chapter, so it's in my head. But and it's literally about that, which is that if I was in any other location, in any other at any other gender, because there's millions. Funny how only one of them gets all the fucking stuff. But anyway, I'm just getting pissed off. I'm getting fed up with this shit. Why the fuck am I doing a freedom of information request on our national broadcaster to ask whether they are changing the definition of woman by stealth? I shouldn't have to do that. That's fucked. Have we not moved past this? Anyway, it's just like, no, fuck these kids. Fuck these woke fucks. Fuck blue checks who think they're better than us and can, having read probably all of 6 books in their entire fucking life, right? Think that they know what's best for everybody else. You rich fuck. Okay? I'm okay with new ideas because I'm intelligent, and I'm happy to change my mind, and I'm okay and at peace with the idea that I'm wrong because I'm humble. I'm not a narcissist. I don't think that I know everything, and that my world will come crashing down if I don't know something, right? It is Christian rock and roll, right? Well, yeah, that is a good point. So is the church. I've said this, 6 months from now, the fucking Catholic Church will be teaming up with the wokes, and there'll be a split in the church, and there'll be rainbow fucking crosses everywhere. You watch, because authoritarians cluster. They will cluster with the far right. They will cluster with everything. Unless we stand up, it is going exactly the way that I've predicted at every fucking turn, and it is escalating. Now, it may just be because the election's on and everything's fucking off kilter. That may be the case. But we need to address it. We need to address it because it's going to happen again in 4 fucking years. I'm sick of mating season. I'm sick of America ruining everything. Right? Coming in and, The fucking kid, we're having a fucking nice time, and that kid just comes in and starts bashing everyone with his fucking toy and screaming and snatching toys from everybody and, you know, eating, of course, and chewing loudly because, of course. And, like, it's just, and, like, the mother won't discipline the child. You know, everyone else has to fucking suffer because there's no parents. It's like, for fuck's sake, say no to these people, sack them. If they are like calling for fucking censorship, working in a tech company, okay, I don't give a fuck about the reason. They are not user-centric, and that means they don't give a fuck about your customers, which means they need to get the fuck out of your company. All right? That's a different angle, right? You have an obligation to your customers, especially when you turned around and ripped us off and stole all our fucking information and profited off of us. You made money. You made all of that money off of us, off of me, off of my stories, my memories, my photos, my thoughts, my IP, and I haven't seen a fucking cent because the transaction was that I had to consume your bullshit ads, which you used to fucking manipulate and nudge people towards cults. So maybe you're not user-centric at all, but maybe you owe us this one, right? Which is to actually fucking give a fuck about your users for once. And I'm quite happy. I will pay for Facebook's. I would pay for those platforms. If you need to get rid of ads, I would pay for them. If I could get verified, and that gave me, you could not fucking censor me as long as because the bot problem is real, right? The bot problem is real. There needs to be a verification system. But if I go through that system, there's a contract, right? But they won't, do you know why they won't offer a paid fucking Twitter thing? Because then that is actually a transfer of money. That's consideration. That means we've got a contract that they actually can't fucking change every 2 minutes. That's why. They've got us over a barrel. Good luck. If you ban me, I'm fucking, that's it. I will not only get back on Twitter and destroy Twitter and Facebook and Google. Whoever bans me, I will fucking go after. I will get every predatory EULA thrown out. Because you're fucking tentative and we've just got to find the right angle, and we will. And I'm making it my mission now, right? Again, I don't have a big audience, so I can't exactly fucking, do much, but I'll just chip away at it the best I can and the best way I know how, which is to make connections, keep talking as long as I'm allowed. And that's it. And yeah, Alex Jones can be on fucking Joe Rogan. Shut the fuck up. Don't watch it. Don't watch it. Fucking what the fuck? Who cares? I don't watch it. The thing about Joe Rogan is you watch, if he's someone that you like, a comedian or whatever, and you watch it and you don't watch it, it's perfect. It's not forced on you. Well, it is actually a little bit at the moment. I've noticed that they're actually pushing sort of top tier, like high level, like Joe Rogan, high profile podcasts, I think, at the expense of the recommendation engine. They've obviously like gaming it a little bit for the election stuff so that you don't get sort of sucked in. But at the same time, like, fucking hell, it's voluntary. Turn off the fucking internet if you're incapable of dealing with it. You don't have to. None of this is compulsory. Okay? Working at Spotify isn't compulsory. Like I say, the person that quit, well, okay, good. Go work for your fucking Christian organizations and leave us the fuck alone. Let us do rock and roll. Okay? Dickheads. Sorry, I'm ranting. Anyway, I was only going to do half an hour because I got shit to do, but I'm fed up with this shit. I'm going to do something. I don't know how. Surely there's some fucking rich people that want to fucking team up and create an organization that actually provides support and advice, a centralized support and advice for this shit. Like a user union, but I don't want to use the word union because that'll piss off people. It's like, I have no problem with unions, but, some people do. But let's just think about it anyway. But anyway, I'm going to go. I'm mad. I'm fucking mad. And I hope you're mad too. Fucking at Medium on Twitter and tell them that they're fucking basically censoring philosophers for doing philosophy, and that's fucked. That's not right. Okay, because they said it was free speech. They said they platform anyone. They said that you could write whatever you want. They gave you an opportunity to earn money. They lied to you. And then they changed the contract. Okay, those contracts are unconscionable. You just got to win it with the right argument in the right circumstances, and you will get this shit thrown out. It's coming. It has to. Right? But in the meantime, just keep your head down and just fucking whatever. But anyway, I'm going to try and come up with something. I've got to try and... I need to create an organization that's a charity so that people can donate. But also, we need the big... we can't... there's $1 billion... I don't know. Anyway, doing the best I can. I don't know what to do. Get the fuck out of tech if you don't care about users. That was the thing. Gonna go. Love you. Cranky. My stomach hurts. All right, bye.